can't believe you didn't correct me with that. I'll drop that in there too.
That's what it is.
I know. I put mine on a minute ago.
Lord, help me, please. Okay.
All right. Now I'm good. I'm happy.
So right now I'm utilizing Bright Wheels as a tool, a management tool.
Yep.
And so it sounds like, well, it sounds like, but it seems like I'm going to have to do some manual entry here, unless there's a way to do a XML or a way to upload it or some type of conversion where it'll just pull certain headers and just populate it.
So you're not going to be able to export a report from Brightwheel directly into this document. So think of your Brightwheel like my ProCare. And I use ProCare and I use the CMT, but I use them separate. And they don't look at each other. They don't talk to each other. And so you're right, there is double entry that exists. Once you really delineate what goes into Brightwheel versus what goes into the CMT, then you and your administrative team will be able to ultimately use the CMT, the center management tool, for the heartbeat of what's going on day to day, moment to moment. For example, if you were to export a report from Brightwheel, like I would start with classroom schedule. And if you wanted to export that, we could then populate that into the CMT rather simply and rather quickly. We're going to get rid of that board and we're going to replace your board, your Excel spreadsheet, whatever document, notebooks with the CMT. So what we want to do is we want to get into, for example, See Tiny Infants, and we want to be able to put those kiddos off, take them off your board, and put their information in here. So right now you're in the waiting list main screen for your Clinton program. So if you click over a few tabs to Tiny Infants, one left, right there.
Oh, okay.
Now this is going to be that classroom. Now you told us that Tiny Infants has a capacity of 4 kiddos.
For infants, yes.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get their names in there, their birth dates in there.
Okay.
And are they all Monday through Friday?
Yes.
Perfect. So do you have theirs? And you can either go first name and then last name if you'd like, or you can go last name, comma, first name. You can organize this however you'd like.
Is there a way to alphabetize it?
There is. We're probably going to do it manually because sometimes the alphabetation doesn't always grab all the way across. But and if you only use the first names, that's great. So you got Nova in there. Put the second one in there, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to alphabetize it. The beautiful part of this tool is that you can work with other people. I just alphabetized it for you.
Oh, okay.
So pretend I'm your director for a moment, and we're working together on this, and we're talking about it and working it together. All I did was I grabbed Morgan, and I put Morgan above Nova because MNOPLMNMNO. How do you do your alphabet? LMNO.
Oh, it's not changing. That's what's going on.
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah, you can put in the dates a bunch of different ways. Sometimes you can double click. There you go. All right. You want to go to the next classroom?
So if I export this in a spreadsheet, I could pretty much just grab it and drop it, right? This manual entry is going to drive me nuts.
Yeah. If you copy and paste, you can do that. It may change some of the borders. I love copy and paste. However, there is a secret trick. Let me try to think how to do that. There's a trick where you could copy those, like let's say you've got 4 kiddos in Tiny Discovers, where you could copy just the cell contents without the format. You got to hit Control something, copy.
Control C and then Control V.
That's going to copy the entire cell. We could try it for one.
I'm going to send it. I don't want all of this information. Let me see.
I want to make a point. You're trying to grab a report so you can see in Brightwheel, like your classroom and everybody's schedule, right?
No, just the names. I just want to grab the names and the date of birth.
And the date of birth. Got it.
Yeah, I don't want all the other information, but I'll play around with it.
You know their schedule, But the fact is that that's not quick at your fingertips. Drives me absolutely crazy. This is going to do that.
This is what I use. I don't know why I'm thinking. Why am I thinking so hard? I have that.
There you go. Punch it in
there. It's my manual thing. Hold on.
There's only 4 kids. Punch them in there.
Hold on. Let me look at my other sheet. I have this stuff. What am I? It's my master sheet that I have on my desktop.
There you go.
I'm overcomplicating it.
Yeah, that's yours.
Oh, it is. Okay.
There's my girl. Do you see how it changed the format of that cell a little bit? You see how her cell is a little bit shaded and it's bold? Yeah. So if you have any OCD tendencies like I do.
So how do I undo? I just did this?
Yep, just hit the undo on there. Once you get your kiddos typed in the first time, you're not going to have to copy and paste them ever again because you'll be able to move them. You'll be able to copy that whole line, their entire schedule, and then move them right up to the next classroom. All you got to do is put their name and birth date in one time and then copy and paste. You can live by that. And we can customize this for you. So in your toddler program, these kiddos are coming full days, Monday through Fridays. Some show up at 7, some show up at 9:30, some show up at 8:15. Your toddler staff, they know this. They know when Harley's coming. They know when Colby's coming. However, for your older kiddos, your preschoolers, or your school agers, if you have school agers, some of those kiddos come just before school. And let's pretend that school is from 9 to 4. So if the school ager comes in the morning just from 7 to 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and then you take them to school, they would only populate, let's say Bobby Love was 7 years old. Look at this. I'm going to change Bobby Love's birthday right here. We're going to take a guess. 71 months makes Bobby Love. Bobby Love's now a kindergartner, okay? And it's full-day kindergarten in your neighborhood. And so Bobby Love comes in the morning to you at 7 o'clock. He eats breakfast, and then you take him to school. And then Bobby Love is gone from 9 a.m. all the way till 4, and then he comes back at 4 o'clock because he's with you because Mom doesn't get off till 5. Mom will see you at 5:15. So you need to make sure you got a seat for Bobby Love from 4 o'clock till 5:15. That is why we have those times up there. So in this case, what we can do now, I just went back and it put everything back in place. But let's say Bobby Love doesn't come until 9 o'clock in the morning and leaves by 3:30. You can get rid of those 2 placeholders so you know you only have your 3 toddlers from opening until 9 and from 4 to 6. It can also help you with some staffing that way.
Absolutely.
So you know your early birds. How many early birds do you have in Todd's, and how many, kiddos do you have that stay late, or how many get picked up by 3:30?
Okay. So this is pretty much self-explanatory. And easy to follow. Is it easy to print this all on one sheet?
It is. Okay. And the nice thing about Google is that it'll remember your print settings. All right, so go ahead and hit print. All right, and now you're going to go ahead and hit next. And so by default, it's going to look like this. Scroll down a little bit. It's got a little bit of Friday. Keep going. Yeah, you don't want this. That's okay. Keep going. And then it's going to get down to that. That's the page that I want to print out for my teachers. I want to print page 5 only. So what they can see the names, the days they come, the birth date, and any notes. And then if you were to put it on the right side, you see where it says custom page breaks. You can click edit that. Go down about an inch, 1 more inch, right there. Hit edit on the right. Beautiful. And so here you can move around what you want to print. So maybe you've got 3 pages there that it could print. On the far right, those are actually your rates that are coming up in there.
So if I needed to add an additional column for Saturday, that wouldn't change anything, would it?
So we would need to do a little bit of work and a little bit of customization. Depends on, we would need to add a Saturday on there for you. And we can do that. So you're not going to open Sunday. You're just going to offer Saturday option. Let's say you have people that call you today and says, Kanisha, I'd like to get in with you in the summer. I don't need care right now, but I want to get in the summer. Or they go, I don't need care until next school year, which is the fall of 2023.
Okay.
So we've just created that tracking for you so you could add Josephine to the fall of 2023. So you're not going to look for care or an opening for her until next August or September, whenever your school year starts up.
So this is all great for like to kind of give me a baseline of where I am right now, but where I'm going is my primary focus. I think that, so where are those sheets, and is there a way to manage the existing waitlisting and know what classroom to place them based upon their age and how I want to group them?
You got it. All I think you need is just a little bit more orientation on what we've put together for you. So we've got 70 kids on your wait list. Where are they going to be enrolling with you? In Waldorf? In Clinton? Where?
The new location.
Okay. What is the name of the new location?
That's a great question. Well, it's going to be Mom's Tiny Treasure. So
you just got to sit down and maybe figure out what you're able to get done in 60 days, and then that becomes the moon, right? What all can you get done? But you need money to be able to do that. Grants, I mean, if we're 60 days out, that's it might take 60, 90, 120 to get funded. Are you looking at expansion grants in your area?
Absolutely. And I actually just recently applied for, and it's really not it's actually a state-funded loan for expansion, which is like, I don't know if I want to create another large line of debt.
Yeah, state-funded loan for expansion sounds great when there's not free money out there.
Right.
So it's an option. I wonder if you could pay that off with free money. If you got a grant, could you use that grant to pay off a loan?
The majority of the grants say you cannot use them for expansion.
Okay.
The last grant that I reviewed, you can use it to pay your staff, which is bing.
Yep.
It's other ways to utilize the funds.
Yeah. So then you use your current revenue for expansion if you're using that money to pay your staff. Absolutely. I like it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Get creative.
And, we built you 3 wait lists, and you may not need that. So no problem. We can consolidate that for you.
So let's say in the event Grace was actually 23 months when they call, and now that I'm actually able to move them, does this move, like, will it automatically place them to the next group, or do I have to manually manage it?
Watch this. I'm going to click on number 5 over here, and you see how it has a little hand now? I'm going to grab, and I'm just going to drag her down.
Okay, so I have to manually change it.
You're going to manually move her down, and now she's 3, so I'm going to move her all the way down right to there. So you do need to do a little bit of waitlist cleanup, which I'll do about every 3 months, 6 months, something like that. Because I'll find that I've got kiddos that are coded in different classrooms, and that's what the colorization helps me with.
Okay.
Because I can say, oh, wait a second, I need to grab a couple blues together. All right. So now you've noticed that I've got here in preschool Goofy and Yogi Bear and Plankton. They're all pre-K. So I'm going to click on Goofy. I'm going to hit Control, and I'm going to hold Control, and I'm going to click on Yogi and on Plankton. And now I'm going to grab all 3 of them and move them into my pre-K class. It didn't work.
Right.
I lied. I'm going to grab them one by one because there's only 3 of them. And now it's all clean again. Now I've got my 4 preschoolers. I've got these kiddos down here in pre-K.
Okay.
And now I'm going to get rid of this here. And I'm going to hit Shift. I'm going to grab them all, and I'm going to grab those guys. I'm going to drop those guys into school age. And I'm going to grab Snoopy through Woody. I'm going to hit Shift, and I'm going to grab those little guys down. And now my pre-K is done and my school age is clean.
Okay.
So that's how I prioritize them. Here's the other thing that I like to do is that let's look at my school age, and I know I'm coaching, teaching, that's okay. Monday through Friday, which we love. This is Monday, Friday. I'm sorry, George Jetson, but Patrick Starr, you're not going to hit the top of my list because I'm going to grab my Monday through Fridays. And I'm going to grab these, and you see how I'm organizing those like that? Because that's my opening. Okay? And so I can prioritize all my openings like that, and then I get them all dialed in. Okay, now I've got Monday through Friday organized. But let's say I only have a Tuesday and Thursday opening. Well, there's one. Courage. I'm going to put Courage back at the top. Here's another one. Finn the human.
Okay.
And I'm going to move Finn up. And I'm just going to I'm going to make a spot here. Okay. So I'm only going to call these two if that's my opening. This says preschool 3 days a week. Oh, maybe. Maybe if I have a Tuesday, Thursday, that'll be a third call for me.
Okay.
Here's 2 days. Maybe they'll take that Tuesday, Thursday. And, okay, now I can focus on these 4 families.
Okay.
And you can modify these at any time. Now, let me look at how I'm going to shrink it. Don't you give me no hard time for a second.
You already know. I'm just going to back up.
That's good. I'm just looking at how we built your rates in here. Because I see this 45 is 225 divided by 5. Chicky had a reason for building it that way. I'm not sure why.
Is that the daily rate? That looks like the daily rate.
Yeah, this is and we're taking everything back to the daily rate, even if you use a weekly rate. But I mean, I could go in here and change that to 50, and you can modify that rate. So if it's changed since then, you can just change these rates here.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no reason why. Yeah, you can't change these rates.
Okay.
Okay. So this spreadsheet automatically is created for our teachers to take roll at meals.
Oh, okay.
Oh is right, because otherwise you're having to create these spreadsheets from Brightwheel or ProCare, and they don't do what this does, because what this does is this categorizes Batman, who is A, which for us is free. That's the lowest income category. And it shades Monday through Friday, breakfast, lunch, and snack. But Blossom in the same category is only here Tuesday through Thursday. So my teachers on Monday, they don't really look for her on here. And if she eats breakfast, lunch, and snack, I know when I glance at this at the end of the week, she must have showed up a day she wasn't scheduled for. How important is that to know?
That's very important.
When Brenda brings in Blossom on Monday because she's like, ain't nobody looking.
Right.
Ain't nobody looking.
And that can happen. Absolutely.
And that can happen.
Absolutely.
And so it allows you at a glance. But this is a part of your CMT. So if you decide to jump on the food program, we will incorporate this spreadsheet in there for you so you don't have to manage that. And when your teachers see this and they get used to the shading, you see how Blossom's there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? I'm going to show you a little trickery.
I think this would be extremely helpful for future plans. Not the current site, but yeah. Right.
Let's say Blossom doesn't come Tuesday anymore. Then you come back to that same, do you see how it's not highlighted here anymore? So now your teachers can see when they're taking roll call, she's just there Wednesday, Thursday. This is kind of 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 if you're doing the meal program. If you're not, if families are bringing their own meals, you don't need this. But it's already incorporated into the CMT. So